Well, it seems like I should have waited just a couple days before doing my Kyrie video, because now the Nets have decided that they're not going to let Kyrie be a part-time player. Either he gets the vaccine or he's just not going to be there at all. And in the statement the Nets gave, they're talking about chemistry and togetherness and sacrifice, and it certainly would be super weird for your third best player to be basically in and out of the team. That's where I thought this was going, and obviously now Kyrie's got to make a decision. And I mean, the next thing to think about, like in the previous video, I was kind of dismissive of the idea of a trade, but if the Nets are going to have this stance, then perhaps it becomes a little more possible. I mean, what do you think the Nets would rather have? A return for Kyrie Irving that can play every game, or the possibility of Kyrie being able to play every game, whether that's him getting it tomorrow, whether that's him getting it 2 months from now, or them hoping that New York City can soften their rules when it comes to the pandemic, although it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I think they take it more seriously than maybe anywhere else in America. The other thing with a Kyrie trade is the other team has to fear that if they trade for Kyrie, that their city, their state will have mandates as well, similar to New York City, and then it's like, oh, here we go again. So, I don't know, man. Also, I don't even know what a Kyrie Irving trade looks like under these circumstances, because no one has less value to you than a guy who's just never going to play for you. So, I don't know. I guess now I'll get it back to just on the court stuff. I mean, in the last video I said with Kyrie playing basically half the season, I thought the Nets still had a pretty strong chance of going all the way. Now that, as of right now, could change tomorrow. He could get it and okay. But as of right now, if it's just no Kyrie Irving at all, I mean, they can still win the whole thing because of KD and Harden, but I think at that point, a Bucks series becomes about as close to 50-50 as it can. Same thing with a Lakers series. And honestly, I feel like a Heat-Sixers series would be kind of scary for them at this point. Of course, the Sixers still need to figure some things out, but if there's a crazy world in which they do, then maybe. I mean, as I mentioned in that video just a couple days ago, they've got shooting with Joe Harris and Patty Mills, Blake, Aldridge. They've got defenders in Millsap if he's still got something left, James Johnson, Bruce Brown, Javon Carter, also Cam Thomas, their rookie, seems like a guy who could be an offensive option potentially right away. He's still a rookie, so we don't know exactly, but I mean, he was a big-time scorer in high school and college, and he's been going off in the preseason. I don't know if I mentioned Aldridge from 20 seconds ago. So yeah, man, the ball is totally in Kyrie's court now. I mean, the Nets have made their stance on the whole thing, and we'll just see what Kyrie wants to do. I guess the other question is, will the Nets fine him for not being in games and stuff? I don't know. I haven't seen anything to suggest they will or anything to suggest they won't, so I guess we'll just see there. I guess the last thing to bring up, because I see it on Twitter a lot, the idea of like Kyrie and his love for the NBA. I think where I fall on it is I think he loves basketball, and I think, at least in Brooklyn, he really loves his teammates. But I don't know if Kyrie loves being an NBA player and everything that comes with that, with the attention on you and all that stuff. So yeah,